I should have known something was wrong when Mom called it a family meeting instead of just screaming at us from the kitchen like usual. My name is Cora, and I'm 29 years old. I work as a financial analyst, which means I'm really good at spotting patterns and predicting outcomes. Unfortunately, that skill apparently doesn't extend to my own family. Cora, honey, sit down, Mom said, patting the couch cushion next to her. Dad was already in his recliner, remote in hand but TV off. That was red flag number one. Where's Delilah? I asked, settling into the spot she'd indicated. She'll be here in a minute. She's just putting the kids down. Red flag number two. Delilah never put her own kids to bed when she was at our parents' house. That was usually my job, or Mom's, or literally anyone else's. I'd spent the last 3 years saving every penny I could for this trip. Not just any trip, the trip. The one that would finally prove to my family that I cared, that I was invested, that I wasn't the cold, career-obsessed daughter they always made me out to be. You never make time for family, Mom had said last Christmas when I'd worked late on a project. Delilah would never choose work over us. You're so distant, Dad had added. When are you going to start acting like a real sister? So I'd planned the perfect family vacation, Turks and Caicos, 7 days, 6 nights. I'd researched every restaurant, every excursion, every detail. I'd called the resort 12 times to make sure the rooms were exactly what we needed. I'd even upgraded us all to first class because I wanted to see Mom's face when she realized her older daughter, the selfish one, had given them something incredible. The front door opened and Delilah walked in, her husband Andres trailing behind her. She looked radiant, which wasn't unusual. Delilah always looked radiant. It was like her superpower. Sorry we're late, she said, plopping down on the other side of Mom. The kids were being impossible. No problem, sweetheart, Dad said. We were just waiting for everyone to get here. I glanced around the room. So what's this about? Is everything okay? Mom and Dad exchanged a look. One of those loaded, married couple looks that said they'd already discussed whatever this was. Actually, Mom said, we have some wonderful news to share. Delilah was practically bouncing in her seat. Andres looked uncomfortable, but he always looked uncomfortable around my family. Smart man. We got married, Delilah burst out, holding up her left hand. There was a simple gold band next to her engagement ring. I blinked. What? When? Yesterday, Andres said quietly. At the courthouse. We just decided we didn't want to wait. That's... I struggled to find words. That's great. Congratulations. Thank you, Delilah beamed. But that's not the best part. Mom leaned forward, her eyes bright with excitement. We've decided to turn your vacation into their honeymoon. The words hit me like a physical blow. I'm sorry, what? Isn't it perfect? Mom continued. They can have their romantic getaway and you can help with the kids. It'll be like a family baby moon. I looked around the room, waiting for someone to laugh, to tell me this was a joke. But everyone was smiling except Andres, who was studying his shoes like they held the secrets of the universe. I planned this trip for all of us, I said slowly, as a family vacation. And it still will be, Dad said, just with a little extra celebration. A little extra... I stopped myself, took a breath. I'm not a babysitter. I planned this as a vacation for me too. Delilah's smile faltered. God, Cora, can't you be happy for me, for once? I am happy for you, but I spent my savings on this trip. I was looking forward to actually relaxing. You can relax, Mom said. The kids are easy, and think about how much this means to Delilah and Andres. I felt something cold settle in my chest. What about what it means to me? The room went quiet. Dad cleared his throat. Cora, he said, you need to think about what's really important here. Family comes first. I stared at him, at all of them. And I'm not family? Of course you are, Mom said quickly. But you're not the one who just got married. You're not the one who needs this. The cold feeling spread through my entire body. I stood up. I need to think about this. There's nothing to think about, Delilah said. It's already decided. I walked to my childhood bedroom and closed the door. Then I opened my laptop and pulled up the booking confirmation. Everything was still under my name, my credit card, my authorization. For the first time in 3 years, I smiled. I stared at my laptop screen for exactly 3 minutes before someone knocked on my door. Cora? It was Mom. Can we talk? I closed the laptop. Come in. She entered with that careful smile she used when she was about to ask me for something big. Dad followed behind her, which meant this was the official parental intervention. Honey, I know this is a lot to process, Mom said, sitting on the edge of my bed. But I really think if you just consider... I already considered it, I said. The answer is no. Dad crossed his arms. Cora, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. I planned and paid for a family vacation, not a babysitting job. They're your nephews, Mom said, and it's just for a few days. Delilah and Andres need some alone time. Then they can get a babysitter at home and go to a hotel. With what money? Delilah's voice came from the doorway. She walked in without being invited, Andres hovering behind her. We just spent everything we had on the wedding. You had a courthouse wedding, I said. How much could that have cost? The rings, the dress, the dinner after. Delilah, Andres put a hand on her shoulder. Maybe we should... No, she snapped. I'm tired of tiptoeing around Cora's feelings. She's being selfish. I stood up. I'm being selfish? Yes, you are. You have no idea what it's like to be a new mom, to never get a break, to... You've been a mom for 3 years, Delilah, and you get breaks all the time. Who watched the kids last weekend when you went to that spa day? That's different. How? Because it wasn't a vacation. Neither is this, apparently. Mom held up her hands. Okay, everyone just calm down. I am calm, I said. I'm also not changing my mind. Dad stepped forward. Cora, I'm going to be very clear with you. This family has always supported you. We helped you through college. We've been there for every promotion, every milestone. You helped me through college? I laughed. I had 3 jobs and student loans up to my eyeballs. We provided emotional support. When? When did you provide emotional support? Don't raise your voice at your father, Mom said sharply. I'm not raising my voice. I'm asking a question. Delilah stepped closer. You know what your problem is, Cora. You think everything is about you. You think because you make more money than the rest of us, you get to control everything. I don't think that. Yes, you do. You've always thought you were better than us. That's not... It is true, Dad said. You've always been distant. Always put yourself first. I looked around the room at my family. My parents, who had spent my entire childhood making it clear that Delilah was the priority. My sister, who had never once considered anyone's needs but her own. Her husband, who couldn't even make eye contact with me. You want to know what I think? I said quietly. What? Mom asked. I think you've already decided. I think you called this meeting to inform me, not to ask me. That's not... It is. You've already told Delilah this is her honeymoon. You've already made plans. You just expected me to go along with it. Because you always do, Delilah said. You always give in eventually. The room went dead silent. Even Andres looked up from his shoes. What did you just say? I asked. Delilah shrugged. You heard me. You complain and make a big deal, but you always end up doing what we need you to do. Because you're family, Dad added. Because that's what family does. I nodded slowly. Right. Family. So you'll do it? Mom asked hopefully. No. Cora, no, I won't do it. I won't be your unpaid babysitter. I won't pretend this is anything other than you taking advantage of me. Again. You're being ridiculous, Delilah said. What are you going to do, cancel the whole trip? I looked at her for a long moment. Maybe. You can't, Dad said. It's too late. Everything's booked. Everything's booked under my name, with my credit card. The temperature in the room seemed to drop 10 degrees. You wouldn't, Mom whispered. Try me. Delilah laughed, but it sounded forced. Right, like you'd actually do something that drastic. You just said I always give in eventually. You do. Maybe it's time I stopped. Andres finally spoke up. Look, maybe we can work something out. There's nothing to work out, Delilah interrupted. Cora's just throwing a tantrum. She'll get over it. I walked to my bedroom door and opened it. I think you should all leave now. Cora, Mom started. Leave, please. They filed out slowly, Delilah shooting me a look that could have melted steel. Andres paused at the threshold. For what it's worth, he said quietly, I think you're right. Then he was gone, and I was alone with my laptop and a decision that was starting to feel inevitable. I waited until I heard Dad's car pull out of the driveway before I opened my laptop again. The booking confirmation stared back at me. Premium Travel Solutions, account holder, Cora Armstrong, primary contact for all reservations. I picked up my phone and dialed. Premium Travel Solutions, this is Marcus speaking. How can I help you today? Hi, Marcus. This is Cora Armstrong. I have a booking confirmation number I need to discuss. Of course. Can I get that number from you? I read off the digits I'd memorized months ago. There was typing on the other end. Perfect, Ms. Armstrong. I see your group booking for Turks and Caicos, departing tomorrow. What can I help you with? I need to make some changes to the reservation. Absolutely. What kind of changes are we looking at? I took a deep breath. I need to cancel the upgrades for 4 of the travelers and rebook myself separately. More typing. Okay, I can definitely help with that. Can you give me the names of the travelers whose upgrades you'd like to cancel? Valerie Armstrong, Tyson Armstrong, Delilah Pearson, and Andres Pearson. And you'd like to keep your own upgrades? Actually, I'd like to use the refund from their upgrades to book myself at a different resort entirely. There was a pause. I see. Let me pull up some options for you. Are you looking to stay in Turks and Caicos? Yes, but somewhere quieter, more exclusive. I have the perfect place, the Meridian Resort. It's adults only, all-inclusive, and about 2 hours from where your original group is staying. Very private. That sounds perfect. Great. Now, with the refund from the 4 upgrade cancellations, plus the difference in accommodation costs, you're looking at, actually, you'll have a credit of about $800. Even better. Would you like me to process this change now? Yes. And Marcus? Yes, ma'am. Can you make sure the original group gets notified about their downgrades at check-in tomorrow, not before? There was another pause. That's unusual, but yes, I can set it up that way. They'll find out when they try to check in for their first-class seats. Perfect. 20 minutes later, it was done. I had a confirmation email for a luxury suite at the Meridian Resort. Ocean view, private balcony, spa credits included. The original group had economy seats and standard hotel rooms. My phone buzzed with a text from Reagan. How did the family meeting go? Instead of texting back, I called her. That bad? She answered. Worse. Spill. I told her everything. The secret wedding, the honeymoon plan, the expectation that I'd play nanny. Are you kidding me? Reagan's voice pitched higher. They used your vacation as their wedding gift to themselves? Basically. What did you do? I changed the reservations. Changed them how? I'm going alone, to a different resort. Reagan was quiet for a moment. Cora, tell me you didn't. I did. Oh my God, you actually did it. They'll find out tomorrow at the airport. This is... She started laughing. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you. Are you sure? Because I feel like I might throw up. That's normal. You just grew a spine. It's painful at first. I walked to my closet and pulled out my suitcase, the one I'd bought specifically for this trip. I'd imagined packing it while excited about family bonding time. Instead, I was packing it for my first solo vacation in years. What are you going to tell them? Reagan asked. Nothing. They'll figure it out. They're going to lose their minds. Good. I folded a sundress into the suitcase, then another. I'd bought these specifically for family dinners and group photos. Now they were just for me. Do you want me to come over? Reagan asked. No, I'm okay. I need to finish packing. Text me when you land tomorrow. I want to live vicariously through your revenge vacation. It's not revenge. It's just self-preservation. Honey, it can be both. After we hung up, I continued packing. Swimsuits, sandals, books I'd been meaning to read. I packed like I was going on a real vacation, not a babysitting assignment. My phone rang. Mom. I let it go to voicemail. It rang again. Delilah, voicemail. Dad, voicemail. I turned my phone to silent and finished packing. At midnight, I set 3 alarms and put my suitcase by the door. I'd booked a rideshare for 6 a.m. My flight was at 9:30. Their flight was at 10:15. I'd be in the air before they even knew what hit them. I opened my laptop one more time and pulled up the Meridian Resort website. Infinity pools, private beaches, couples massage suites that I could book just for myself. For the first time in months, I felt something that wasn't stress or obligation or guilt. I felt excited. My Uber driver was chatty, but I barely heard him. I kept checking my phone for the time. 7:45 a.m., they'd be leaving for the airport soon. First time to Turks and Caicos? He asked. Yes, I said. Solo trip. Nice. Those are the best kind. At the airport, I checked in smoothly. First class, just like I'd originally planned. The gate agent smiled as she handed me my boarding pass. Enjoy your flight, Ms. Armstrong. I found a coffee shop with a view of the departure gates and ordered the most expensive latte on the menu. Then I positioned myself where I could see gate B12, their gate. At 8:30, I spotted them. Dad pulling 2 rolling suitcases, Mom carrying her oversized purse and complaining about something. Delilah pushing a stroller with one hand, dragging a diaper bag with the other. Andres juggling car seats and looking overwhelmed. They looked like chaos in motion. I pulled out my phone and opened the camera app. At 8:45, they reached the check-in counter. I watched Dad hand over their confirmation printouts. The gate agent scanned something, frowned, and started typing. She called over a supervisor. More typing, more frowning. I could see Dad's posture change. His shoulders went rigid. The supervisor shook her head and pointed to something on her screen. Mom stepped forward, her voice carrying even from my distance. What do you mean downgraded? That's impossible. The gate agent gestured apologetically. Dad pulled out his phone, probably calling the travel company. Delilah abandoned the stroller and marched to the counter. This is unacceptable. We have small children. We need those upgrades. I'm sorry, ma'am, but the upgrades were cancelled yesterday evening. You're confirmed for economy seats 32A through 32F. The back of the plane? Mom's voice pitched higher. With crying babies and no legroom? We do have some middle seats available in row 18 if you'd prefer. We want first class, Delilah snapped. We paid for first class. The supervisor stepped in. Ma'am, according to our records, the primary account holder canceled these specific upgrades. You'll need to contact them directly. Dad was still on his phone, pacing. I could see him getting more agitated with each word. I opened my text messages and started typing. Having the most amazing morning. First class is incredible. Thanks for understanding about the changes. Have a great flight. I attached a photo of my boarding pass and hit send. The group text exploded immediately. Dad, Cora, what did you do? Mom, this is not funny, young lady. Delilah, are you kidding me right now? I typed back, sorry, about to board. Talk soon. Then I took a photo of my mimosa and sent it. Cheers to new adventures. My phone started ringing immediately. Dad. I declined the call. It rang again. Mom, declined. Delilah, declined. A text from Andres popped up. Cora, please call us. The kids are melting down and we can't afford to upgrade. I almost felt bad. Almost. Then I remembered Delilah's words from last night. You always give in eventually. I turned off my phone. From my coffee shop perch, I watched them argue with 3 different airline employees. A small crowd was starting to gather. Other passengers were staring. One of Delilah's kids started crying. Then the other one joined in. Mom threw her hands up in the air and stalked away from the counter. Dad followed her, still clutching his phone. Delilah was left at the counter with Andres, both kids screaming, and a line of increasingly impatient passengers behind them. The gate agent handed them their new boarding passes with a sympathetic smile. Economy, middle seats, separated across 3 rows. Boarding for flight 447 to Providenciales will begin in 30 minutes. The announcement echoed through the terminal. I gathered my things and headed to my gate. Gate A7, first class boarding. As I walked past their gate, I could hear Delilah on the phone. Reagan, is Cora with you? She's not answering her phone and she just completely screwed us over. I paused, pretending to check my boarding pass. What do you mean you don't know where she is? Delilah's voice was getting shrill. She cancelled our upgrades. We're stuck in economy with 2 toddlers. I kept walking. At my gate, the boarding announcement was already playing. We'd like to welcome our first-class passengers aboard Flight 283 to Providenciales. I handed the gate agent my boarding pass and smiled. Enjoy your flight, she said. Oh, I will. As I settled into my first-class seat, the flight attendant offered me a warm towel and a glass of champagne. Celebrating anything special today? She asked. I looked out the window at the terminal below, where my family was probably still arguing with airline staff. Independence Day, I said. She laughed. A little early, but I like it. The plane pushed back from the gate right on schedule. As we taxied toward the runway, I turned my phone back on long enough to send one final text to the group chat. Landed safely. The Meridian Resort is absolutely gorgeous. Thanks for helping me realize what I really needed. Then I turned it off again and closed my eyes. For the first time in years, I was going exactly where I wanted to go. The Meridian Resort was everything the website had promised and more. My suite had a private infinity pool that seemed to blend into the ocean. The bathroom was bigger than my entire apartment back home. Ms. Armstrong? The concierge who'd escorted me up was still standing in the doorway. Will you be dining alone this evening, or should I make a reservation for your party? Just me, I said, and I'd like to book the sunset massage package. Excellent choice. Shall I schedule that for this afternoon? Perfect. After he left, I stood on my balcony and looked out at the water. It was so quiet I could hear individual waves breaking on the beach below. My phone had been buzzing nonstop since I'd turned it back on, but I'd been ignoring it. Now curiosity got the better of me. 47 missed calls, 63 text messages. I scrolled through them. Dad. Cora, this is childish. Call me back. Mom. I can't believe you would do this to your sister on her honeymoon. Delilah. You are dead to me. Andres. Please just talk to us. More of the same. Anger, guilt trips, demands that I fix what I'd broken. Then I saw one from Reagan. Girl, your mom is losing it on Facebook. You might want to check that. I opened Facebook for the first time in months. Mom's latest post was pinned to the top of my feed. Heartbroken doesn't even begin to cover it. My eldest daughter has shown her true colors by sabotaging what was supposed to be a beautiful family vacation and her sister's honeymoon. Some people are so selfish they can't stand to see others happy. Praying for her soul. 46 comments already, mostly from Mom's church friends and distant relatives. So sorry, Valerie. Some children just don't appreciate family. Delilah deserves better than this. I'll pray for Cora to find her way back to the Lord. I closed the app and tossed my phone onto the bed. A knock at the door interrupted my spiral. I opened it to find a woman in spa attire holding a massage table. Ms. Armstrong, I'm Maya, your massage therapist. Already? That was fast. We pride ourselves on quick service. Should I set up on the balcony or inside? Balcony, definitely. As Maya worked the tension out of my shoulders, she made gentle conversation. First time at the Meridian? First time anywhere like this, actually. Solo vacation? Very solo. Those are the best kind. No compromises, no schedules to coordinate, just you and whatever makes you happy. That's the theory. You sound like you're still figuring it out. I was quiet for a moment. I've never done anything this decisive before. Decisive how? I basically blew up my relationship with my family to be here. Maya's hands paused for just a second. Want to talk about it? So I did. I told her everything. The years of being the responsible one, the vacation planning, the last-minute honeymoon switch, the airport scene. Wow, Maya said when I finished. That's actually pretty badass. Is it? Because I feel like I might have just destroyed everything. Did you destroy it? Or did you just stop pretending it wasn't already broken? I didn't have an answer for that. After the massage, I ordered room service and sat on my balcony watching the sunset. The food was incredible. Lobster tail and champagne that probably cost more than my family's entire grocery budget for a week. My phone rang. Reagan. How's paradise? She asked. Complicated. I saw your mom's Facebook post. Yeah, I'm apparently the devil incarnate. The comments are getting worse. Your Aunt Linda just chimed in with some real gems about ungrateful children. Great, but here's the thing. I also saw some comments from people defending you. Apparently, your cousin Jessica had some thoughts about your family's treatment of you over the years. Jessica commented? Oh, honey, Jessica went off. She basically wrote a dissertation about how your parents have always favored Delilah and how you've been their unpaid therapist and babysitter for years. I sat up straighter. She said that publicly? She said that and more. A bunch of other people started sharing their own stories about toxic family dynamics. Your mom's pity party kind of backfired. I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse. It should make you feel vindicated. You're not crazy, Cora. What they did was messed up. After we hung up, I poured myself another glass of champagne and opened my laptop. I pulled up Facebook again. Jessica's comment was 3 paragraphs long and had 24 likes. She'd called out specific incidents from family gatherings where I'd been dismissed or overlooked. Other cousins had added their own observations, but the comments from Mum's friends were getting nastier. Some people are just born selfish. This is what happens when you don't raise children with proper values. Poor Delilah. What a way to start a marriage. I closed the laptop and walked back to the balcony. The resort was lighting up for the evening. Couples were walking hand in hand on the beach below. For the first time since I'd arrived, I felt truly alone. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Cora, this is Andres. I got your number from Reagan. Can we please talk? Just the two of us? I stared at the message for a long time before typing back. I'm not changing my mind. I'm not asking you to. I just want to apologize. I called Andres back 20 minutes later. Cora? He sounded surprised that I'd actually called. You said you wanted to apologize. I do. God, I really do. What we did to you was horrible. We? Okay. What they did. What I let them do. I should have spoken up. I could hear crying in the background, one of the kids. Where are you? Our hotel room. It's not great. The air conditioning doesn't work and there's a leak in the bathroom ceiling. I'm sorry to hear that. No, you're not. And you shouldn't be. We deserve this. The crying got louder. I heard Delilah's voice in the background. Is that Cora? Give me the phone. No, Andres said firmly. I'm talking to her. Give me the damn phone, Andres. I said no. There was a pause, then the sound of a door slamming. Sorry, Andres said. She's not handling this well. How are your parents handling it? Your dad hasn't spoken to anyone since we got here. Your mom keeps calling the resort, trying to get them to upgrade us for free. She told them it was a medical emergency. Jesus! The front desk manager finally told her to stop calling or they'd have to involve security. I almost laughed. Almost. Andres, why are you calling me? Really? He was quiet for a moment. Because I've been watching your family treat you like garbage for 3 years, and I never said anything. Because when Delilah told me about the honeymoon plan, I knew it was wrong, but I went along with it anyway. Because you deserved better, and I was too much of a coward to say so. You're saying so now that it's too late. Maybe it's not too late for you. What do you mean? I mean, maybe you should think about whether you want to be married to someone who treats people the way Delilah treats people. The line went quiet except for the sound of him breathing. She's not always like this, he said finally. Isn't she? Another pause. The kids are asking for you, he said. They don't understand why Aunt Cora isn't here. That hit harder than I expected. Don't. I'm not trying to guilt you. I'm telling you because I think you should know that not everyone in this family takes you for granted. 2-year-olds don't count, Andres. They're the only ones with any sense. After we hung up, I sat on my balcony and tried to enjoy the sound of the waves. But all I could think about was my nephews asking where I was. My phone buzzed. A Facebook notification. Someone had tagged me in a comment on Mom's post. I opened it against my better judgment. It was my high school friend Sarah. Cora Armstrong girl, I don't know what happened, but I remember how your family treated you in school. You were always making excuses for missing things because you had to babysit or help with something. Maybe it's time you put yourself first for once. More people had chimed in. Old classmates, co-workers, even my neighbor from my first apartment. Cora was the most giving person I knew in college. If she did this, they pushed her too far. I've met this family. Cora deserves better. Sometimes you have to save yourself. But Mom's friends were fighting back harder. These people don't know the real story. Cora has always been jealous of her sister. This is just vindictive. Then I saw a new comment that made my blood run cold. Mom had written, "For those asking about the real story, Cora has always struggled with mental health issues. We've been trying to get her help for years, but she refuses treatment. This is just another example of her instability." I stared at the screen. She'd just told 300 people that I was mentally ill. My phone rang immediately. Reagan. "Did you see?" I saw it. "Cora, this is defamation. She can't just make up mental health issues." "Can't she? Who's going to prove otherwise?" "You are. You need to respond to this." "I can't. Anything I say will just make me look more unstable." "So you're just going to let her destroy your reputation?" I walked inside and opened my laptop. I started typing a response, then deleted it. Started again, deleted again. How do you defend yourself against someone calling you crazy without sounding crazy? My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Hi, Cora. This is Parker from the Meridian Concierge team. I noticed you seemed upset when you came through the lobby earlier. Is there anything we can do to make your stay more comfortable?" I looked at the message for a long time. Then I typed back, "Actually, yes. Is there somewhere private I could make a video call? I think I need to tell my side of the story." "Absolutely. We have a private office you can use. When would you like to reserve it?" "Now. I'll meet you in the lobby in 5 minutes." I grabbed my laptop and headed for the door. If Mom wanted to play the narrative game, fine. But I wasn't going down without a fight. Parker led me to a small office behind the main desk. He was younger than I'd expected, maybe mid-30s, with kind eyes and the sort of calm demeanor that probably made him good at his job. Take all the time you need, he said. I'll make sure no one disturbs you. Thank you. And Cora, whatever's happening, you seem like good people. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. After he left, I sat in front of my laptop for 10 minutes, staring at the camera. Finally, I hit record. Hi, my name is Cora, and I'm currently sitting in a resort office in Turks and Caicos, trying to figure out how to defend myself against my own mother. I told the whole story, the years of being the responsible one, the vacation planning, the last-minute honeymoon switch. I showed receipts, literally, screenshots of my bank statements, the original booking confirmations, the change requests. I'm not mentally ill, I said, looking directly into the camera. I'm not unstable. I'm just tired of being taken advantage of by people who are supposed to love me. I saved the video but didn't post it. Not yet. Instead, I called Reagan. How's the war room? She answered. I made a video, but I don't know if I should post it. What kind of video? The kind where I lay out everything with proof. Oh, this is going to be good. Send it to me first. I sent her the file and waited. She called back 15 minutes later. Holy shit, Cora. That bad? That devastating. You have receipts for everything. The bank transfers, the booking changes, even screenshots of old text messages where your mom asks you to babysit last minute. So I should post it? I think you have to. She's already made this public. You're just setting the record straight. What if it makes things worse? Worse than your mother telling everyone you're mentally ill. She had a point. I posted the video to Facebook with a simple caption. Since my personal business is apparently public now, here's the full story, with receipts. Then I turned off my phone and went to the resort bar. What can I get you? The bartender asked. Something strong. It's been a day. I've got just the thing. He made me something tropical and potent. I was halfway through it when Parker appeared at the bar. Mind if I sit? He asked. Free country. Well, free island. He ordered a beer and was quiet for a moment. I saw your video, he said finally. I nearly choked on my drink. How did you... My sister sent it to me. It's been shared about 200 times in the last hour. Oh, God. Hey, no, it's good. People are on your side. The comments are brutal, but they're brutal toward your family, not you. I pulled out my phone and turned it back on. The notifications were insane. The video had been shared 847 times. The comments were pouring in. This is heartbreaking. I'm so sorry your family treated you this way. The receipts. She came with proof. As someone who works in travel, what she did was completely legal and justified. That mother's Facebook post didn't age well. But there were angry ones too. This is a private family matter. Airing dirty laundry online is disgusting. She's trying to destroy her sister's marriage. Mental illness is real. This video proves she needs help. The negative comments are mostly from your mom's friends, Parker said, reading over my shoulder. Everyone else thinks you're a hero. I don't feel like a hero. What do you feel like? I considered the question. Exhausted, sad, relieved, terrified. That sounds about right for someone who just set a boundary for the first time. My phone rang. Andres. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Cora. His voice was tight. Hi. I just watched your video. And Delilah is losing her mind. She's screaming at your parents, saying this is all their fault. Your mom is crying. Your dad locked himself in the bathroom. I'm sorry. No, you're not. And you shouldn't be. Andres, I'm leaving her. The words hit me like a physical blow. What? I'm taking the kids and going home. I can't do this anymore. I can't be married to someone who thinks it's okay to treat people the way she treated you. Don't make any big decisions right now. You're upset. I've been upset for 3 years, Cora. Watching her dismiss you, watching your parents enable her, watching myself become someone I don't recognize. This trip was just the final straw. I could hear Delilah yelling in the background. Where is she? Delilah's voice was getting closer to the phone. I have to go, Andres said quickly. But Cora, thank you for showing me what standing up for yourself looks like. The line went dead. I stared at my phone, then at Parker. I think I just accidentally ended my sister's marriage. Did you? Or did you just give her husband permission to admit what he already knew? I finished my drink and ordered another. Either way, I said, there's no going back now. I spent my last day at the Meridian on the beach, reading a book I'd been meaning to finish for 2 years. My phone stayed in my room, turned off. Whatever chaos was happening back home could wait. Parker found me around sunset. Your flight's tomorrow morning, right? He asked, settling into the sand beside me. Unfortunately. You don't sound excited to go home. Would you be? He was quiet for a moment. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you regret it? Any of it? I watched the waves roll in while I considered his question. I regret that it had to happen this way. I don't regret that it happened. That's a good answer. The next morning, I checked out and headed to the airport. My phone stayed off until I was at my gate waiting to board. When I finally turned it on, I had 127 missed calls and over 300 text messages. Most were from strangers who'd seen the video. Words of support, shared stories of their own toxic families, invitations to appear on podcasts about family drama. But buried in the chaos were messages that mattered. Reagan, come straight to my place when you land. We need to talk. Jessica, saw everything. You did the right thing. Call me. And one from Andres. We're home. Kids are asking for you. When you're ready, we'd love to see you. No messages from Mom, Dad, or Delilah. Reagan was waiting at baggage claim when I landed. You look good, she said, hugging me tight. Rested. I feel different. You should. You just survived a family nuclear explosion. In her car, she filled me in on everything I'd missed. Your video hit 20,000 shares. Someone made a TikTok about it that went viral. There are memes, Cora. Memes about your mother's Facebook post. Oh, God. But here's the real tea. Andres wasn't bluffing. He filed for separation yesterday. He's staying with his parents with the kids. How's Delilah handling that? About as well as you'd expect. She's been calling everyone, trying to get them to convince him to come back. But apparently he's done. Like, really done. And my parents? Radio silence. Your mom deleted her Facebook post, but screenshots live forever. Your dad's been getting calls at work from people who saw the video. We pulled into Reagan's driveway, and I saw a familiar car parked on the street. Is that Andres with the kids? I hope that's okay. Before I could answer, 2 small bodies came running across the lawn. Aunt Cora, Aunt Cora. I dropped my suitcase and caught them both in a hug. They smelled like juice boxes and goldfish crackers and everything good in the world. We missed you, the older one said. Daddy said you went on a trip. I did, but I'm back now. Andres walked over, looking exhausted, but somehow lighter than I'd seen him in years. How are you holding up? I asked. Better than I expected. Scared, but better. I'm sorry about... Don't apologize. You didn't break up my marriage, Cora. You just showed me it was already broken. We went inside, and while the kids played with Reagan's dog, Andres and I talked. Delilah wants to see you, he said. I'm not ready for that. I told her you probably wouldn't be, but she asked me to tell you she's sorry. Is she? Or is she sorry she got caught? Honestly, I think she's sorry her world fell apart. Whether she's sorry for how she treated you, that's harder to say. What about my parents? They're in full damage control mode. Your dad's been calling me, trying to get me to talk sense into you. Your mom keeps asking when you're going to apologize. I laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. Apologize for what? That's what I asked, apparently for airing family business and ruining Delilah's honeymoon. Not for being taken advantage of. Not for that, no. Reagan came back from the kitchen with coffee for all of us. So what's the plan? She asked. Are you going to talk to them? I watched my nephews playing, their laughter filling the room with something that felt like hope. Maybe someday, I said, when they're ready to have a real conversation about how they've treated me, not before. And if they're never ready, Andres asked, then I guess I'll have learned something important about what family really means. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Hi, Cora. This is Parker from the Meridian. I know this is forward, but I'm going to be in your city next month for a conference. Would you like to get dinner? No pressure. Just thought it might be nice to continue our conversation somewhere that serves more than tropical drinks. I showed the message to Reagan, who grinned. Look at that. Good things do happen to people who stand up for themselves. I typed back. I'd like that very much. Then I put my phone away and focused on what was in front of me. 2 little boys who loved me unconditionally. A friend who'd stood by me through everything. A man who'd found the courage to leave a toxic situation because I'd shown him it was possible. Maybe I hadn't won my family back, but I'd won something better. I'd won myself.